Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.
Welcome back. When this week's veteran joined the Air Force, he had test scores so high he had the option to choose to do whatever he wanted.
KSN's Jason Lamb tells us what he decided to do on this week's Veteran Salute.
Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania is best known as being the hometown of Joe Namath. It's also the birthplace of retired Air Force Staff Sergeant Jerry Palliash. While Namath is the son of a steel worker, Palliash is the son of a World War II Navy crew chief. Inspired by his father, Palliash chose a career as a crew chief in the Air Force.
He would talk about his adventures in the Navy and being a crew chief, and that stuck with me as a teenager.
So this is a Cessna 150. It's a 1964 model.
Palliash, who owns 2 airplanes and a hangar at Stearman Field, joined the Air Force 2 years out of high school.
When I went down and talked to the recruiter, he says, well, you have to take a test. And I said, okay. So I tested, and he come back and he says, your results are so high, you can do any job that you want in the Air Force. What would you like to be? And I says, well, my dad was a crew chief. And he goes, yeah, we have crew chiefs.
Palliash went through basic training and technical school at Shepherd Air Force Base in Texas. Then he went to Bitburg, Germany, where he learned all about the McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom.
They put me out on the flight line. I was a flight line crew chief. So the flight line is where they have the aircraft set overnight, and each morning they're configured for that day's missions.
By this time, Palliash was married, and he didn't want to travel to other countries for long periods of time. So he stayed on the Air Force Base in Bitburg and conducted phase inspections on incoming F-4s.
During that assignment, the Vietnam era was still on, and we would get jets, F-4s that I worked on and was trained on, in from Vietnam, and they would have armament plating on them. We had to do inspections on these aircraft, so one of the very first things we had to do is take this armament plating off to gain access to the panels that we had to inspect underneath the equipment. So I saw a number of F-4s coming back from Vietnam. The interior, you can get a shot of that.
In 1974, Palliash was sent to Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico, and he was discharged from the Air Force in 1977. With an A&P license in his pocket, his civilian career took off when he went to work for Learjet.
While I was in Tucson, I was an A&P mechanic on brand new Learjets. And it's like working on a brand new car. It's the best. You know, the smell, the aroma of the interior was so sweet.
After 3 years with Learjet, Palliash was hired by an engine manufacturer in Phoenix as a technical representative.
And I was one of 26 technical representatives worldwide for the company Garrett, who made turbofan engines and turboprop engines.
It was during this time that Palliash worked on a top-secret assignment at Area 51 for 2.5 years.
It was very much just like everybody says it is. It was kind of a cloak and dagger thing. It was very secretive.
He went back to Tucson and worked for Learjet for another 8 years. Then he was asked to move to Paris, France. Palliash moved here to Wichita in 1991.
And I continued to work as a technical representative to them until I was retired at 2019 with 38 years in service for Honeywell.
Palliash learned to fly while he was in Germany.
Flying, I think, it's so unique, and it gives you another dimension in life, that you're up there in the sky, and it gives you a level of freedom. I just love it.
In addition to owning a Cessna 150 and a Cessna 172B, Palliash is currently building a Vans RV-6A. It's an all-metal, low-wing kit plane with side-by-side seating and a sliding canopy. Here for you, Jason Lamb, KSN News 3.
The Devon James Injury Lawyers here, and I'm with a close friend of mine and my very favorite crew chief, and that's Staff Sergeant Jerry Palliash, who faithfully served our country during Vietnam in Germany. On behalf of all of Kansas, thank you so much for your service.
Well, thank you, and thank all the veterans.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the Devon James Injury Lawyers.